with this, I call upon the first igniter of the day, who is surely going to bring the spark within you guys. Heading towards Sushant.
So, namaste everyone. This is Sushant N from class 90. So, I am going to show you something which is actually you believe which is more horrible than ghost, or what you say which is the bigger nightmare than your parents coming and seeing your bad report card. And that's the subject what you say, mathematics. And my topic today is maths is everywhere, you just don't see it yet. So, I'm going to show you something today that will make you change the way you see this world forever. Why are you not able to see it? It's because you have to not see it, you have to feel it. And I'm here to make you feel this mathematics. So before diving into the topic, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you want to become a mathematician in the future? Just raise your hands. I'm not going to ask any questions. Don't fear. Just raise your hands. I just want the number. How many people? Okay, one. So you understood that maths is everywhere. But why is it so important? What's the use of finding the angle between two random lines? Or what's the use of finding whether this triangle is congruent to this? Or what's the use of finding the properties of circles, etc.? So let's say some 10 points. Let me summarize this to 3 main points. Listen carefully. The first point is that it's also known as the universal language or the language of universe. So before coming to mathematics, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you know the basic definition of mathematics? Anyone can say basic definition of language. What is the basic definition of language? What is language? Anyone? Anyone can answer. Yes. Good. You are huge German class. That is a good answer. I want answer. It's a way to communicate. How is maths related to this? So let me give a simple example. Now you think this world represents the universe, and of course the different living organisms represent the different subjects now. And in that, the most developed living organisms are who? We, the humans. And it represents the subject called physics, which is the most developed one. So, what language we use here is what the physics uses, that is mathematics. For example, since you're nice students, you'll be knowing a topic known as gravity, right? And in that you have a law, a big law saying that force is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Some big law is there. And how do you represent it mathematically? F proportional to m1 and 2 by r square. That's it. So what I'm saying is, you can represent each and every big English statements to small mathematical statements so that it will be easy to grasp it. The second importance is that it's basically everywhere, in each and every field. After your 10th, whether you choose commerce, whether you choose arts, whether you choose science, you have mathematics. Mathematics will not leave you at all. The more further you go, it comes more near you. And even in science, you know that in physics you will use, in chemistry you use, and even in biology you use. Even now you will not understand why in biology actually you are using maths, but when you go to your higher studies in PUC, you get some topics which is related to maths. And the last third point is that it has many illusions and many mysteries. For example, yes. Does anyone knows about Hilbert's Hotel paradox? Hilbert's Hotel paradox, very famous. Okay, so let me explain that. So Hilbert Hotel paradox was proposed by a German mathematician known as Hilbert. Okay, and let me explain that. Just imagine a hotel which has infinity number of rooms, 1 to infinity, 1, 2, 3, 14 infinity years. So you say that it doesn't has any vacancy at all. It will fit how much of a number of people it has. Just imagine that you are the manager of that hotel. Already already each person in one room, and already the whole infinity room is filled. Another new person comes, a new guest comes and asks, I want a room now. What you do, you are a smart manager. What you do, you just send each person to the next room. For example, the room number 1, which person is there, he will go to room number 2. And the room number 2 will go to room number 3. Room number 3 will go to room number 4, and it goes so on. So the first room will be empty. That person, whoever new guest is there, will come to the first room. And now you know if 100 number of people come. If 100 number of people come, you will just send 100 rooms friend, and first 100 these rooms will be empty, and you will send them. And now you know if n number of people come, what you do? You just send n number of times them friend, and you get the n number of times empty, and you just put it. You get an infinity bus, that is, it has infinitely length, and actually there are infinity number of people in that. So already you have an infinity number of people in your hotel. Another infinity number of people come and they ask, we all want a room. So now you can't say that I know infinity number friend those room, because you already have an infinity. So what? Just you are a smart manager. What you do? You just say each people go to double of their room number. For example, if a person is in room number 1, go to room number 2. If the person is there in room number 2, let him go to room number 4. If person is there in number 3, let him go to number 6. So all the even number rooms will be filled. And you know there are infinitely even numbers, and every room will be filled. The odd number places will be empty. And you know in infinity there are infinity number of odd numbers. So you can put there also all the infinity people who are asking room, and you can put. So there is still more length. Still you can ask infinity number of infinity buses came next what? And it will go still more complex. So what I do, if I want to explain that, I need visuals. So what you do, just go search in Google, YouTube or whatever, search Hilbert's Hotel Paradox, because this is basically taught to degree students, but if you are able to understand, it's great. But what I am saying again here is why maths is important. You have many such illusions and mysteries. You can solve it, you can lead your life happily. Many people say that maths is boring or maths is a serious subject, but it has a funny side when you go deep inside. There are many fun facts. You have 0 factorial equal to 1. Our students may be knowing that. And 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is going on. If you add them, you actually get minus 1 by 12. And you have many other fun facts. So again, what I'm saying is, maths is not just a serious subject. Don't take it serious. Take it fun. Take a subject that is easy. Take it in a positive way. And so now you got to know why is this kingdom called maths is important. So let us explore this kingdom of maths and let us know the different list of topics in this. What are the different topics in this mathematics, so that you will understand why am I studying this. The first topic is arithmetic and number theory, which you have basically number system using. The second is algebra, or what you know you say polynomials and other challenges. Next is geometry, quadrilaterals, polygons, etc. And then trigonometry, you get in 10th, 11th and 12th. And next is calculus, differentiation and integration, probability and statistics. Now you have discrete mathematics, that is related to degree, vectors and linear algebra, that is physics you use, topology related to coordinate geometry, and logical reasoning. So these are the list of topics. So now, as I told, I want you to feel this mathematics. So before making you to feel mathematics, you should be knowing the right way to gain the knowledge in mathematics. And for that, you should be knowing the right way to score in your academics and solve the problem, any problem. Your 95% of the problem will be solved if you use these 6 basic steps. The first step is understanding. Understanding what? Understanding the question. You have to understand the question properly. When the question comes, read once, read twice, read thrice, how much ever you want to read. No one will ask you. The main thing is that you should understand the question. So for that, let me explain a simple example. There is a college lecturer in our college named Sushant N, okay, his full name. And he says that when he was in his IIT Madras, his roommates just used to joke saying that If Vishwa comes to a position, then that maths problem will be solved. And just then what in your mind maybe will be that it will be some complex meditation position or something. Then we ask what's that position, and he'll say your desk will be there, the question will be there, and just that's it. And we'll ask what will you do there? What are you going to do so that that question will be solved? And he says nothing I do. I'll just read the question again and again and again, and that question will be solved. So powerful is understanding. And the second step is analyzing. Analyzing what? Analyzing the problem or analyzing what steps you have to take. Because in JW mains especially, you have such questions where you will understand what goal, what you have to do in this problem, but you will not get to know from where should I start. As soon that question comes, from where should I start now? What variable should I take? For that you should be knowing the problem solving algorithms, or what you say simply different model questions. You have to practice different model questions for developing your analyzing. The third step is applying. Applying what? Applying the problems and applying the formulas. Because now in each chapter maximum you will get 7 or 8 formulas maybe. But when you go to your college first PUC, there is a chapter named trigonometric functions. There itself, in that one chapter you have 200 formulas. All things you have to remember. And in each problem you have to apply more than 3 formulas. So you should be knowing all the formulas and the right way to apply it. And you can understand that by practicing again. The last step, fourth step is remembering. Remembering what? Remembering the formula. As I told you earlier, there are more than 200 formulas. You have to remember everything. And again, if you have attended the last session, there was someone known Amitosh Mishra, and his topic was illusion to reality. And in that he says that a person comes and says that it's easy to go on stage and say change yourself, but it's difficult to imply yourself. So the same thing you may ask, that you will go into the stage and ask just remember the formula, but it's difficult to understand because we have some memory problems. Of course, you are human, I am human, the great mathematicians were humans, but how were they able to remember formulas? Because they were knowing the right method to remember the formulas. And for that, let me suggest you a method. For example, you are not able to remember some 10 sets of formulas. Make a formula sheet, paste it somewhere, and see that formula and practice some 10 questions daily. See that formula and do. I am not saying without seeing, just by heart and do. No. You see the formula and practice it for 1 week, and I will say it will be in your mind for at least 2 to 3 months. And the fifth step is creating. It's the alternative of analyzing, because in exams like JW Advanced, there is no something called problem solving or algorithms or something. There you get something new, creative model. So what they expect there is you have to create your own shortcuts, you have to create your own methods, and for that you should be knowing to create it. And for that, let me say a simple method. Just make your own question paper. For example, your next exam is maybe BA3, right? 40 marks question paper. 1 month before it, just make a question paper of 40 marks on the syllabus. Just make it and give it to your friends. And the friend let him give you another question paper. So here what you are doing, you are creating your own questions, you are creating your answer key. So here gradually your creating skills will be developed. And this is how math should have been taught in our school, but it's the harsh truth of our Indian education system. And the last step is evaluating, or what you call simplification. So for that, again, you have to practice more and avoid calculators. So, after knowing how to conquer this kingdom called mathematics and becoming the king of it, just you have to understand what are the common mistakes, or what you call silly mistakes made by toppers, and how to avoid them. The first thing is sign confusion, or what you say plus minus confusion you have. The second is copy paste errors. Something will be in question and something you write in your answer paper. That's copy paste errors. Third step is skipping obvious steps, which is the most important step. You will say that I will do in mind, no problem, I will solve that. That's overconfidence, what you say. And the fourth step is forgetting unit conversions. They say that if it's in meter square, they actually they say you should convert in SI unit. It will be a very lengthy problem. You will be solving. You will finally get the answer, but you will forget to convert it to the right units. And the fifth step is putting wrong values in the right formula. So you know the right formula, but which value for what you are putting, you don't know that. And the sixth is cancelling common terms incorrectly. This now you will not be having, but in your childhood maybe you will be having the wrong terms you cancelled, which should have not been cancelled. Or in your PUC you have the wrong, you have to actually not cancel anything because you will lose a solution there. The seventh step is misreading the questions. This basically happens if they give a perimeter in the question, I just misread it as they give area or side, such kind of things. And the eighth thing is over-checking and changing the correct answer. Or basically what you say, overthinking. Just, it's the correct answer, but you overthink and you write something wrong. And ninth is use stress, or what you say stress, exam stress what you have. You will prepare good, you will prepare very nice, but when the moment comes, when you are actually writing the exam, you can't do it. The 10th is illegible writing, or what you say, you not write something properly. For example, in one step it is 2 and the next step you write 3. So you would not understand, or 0 will become 6 or 7 will become 1. Such illegible writings. To avoid these mistakes, just use the C rule, that is, copy carefully, calculate consciously, check carefully. That's it. Okay, so let me come to the conclusion here. Since examples was actually a little high level, let me skip it and come to the conclusion. So what is the conclusion is that mathematics is an addictive subject. Yes, unlike the bad addictions, this is a very good addiction. Once you get addicted to this now, this will never leave you. So even if your favorite food is in front of you, you say no, another problem. Even if it's what you call a P period also, you will say no, let me sit in the class, let me solve another problem, Such is the addiction of us. And it will go to such extent, usually mathematicians have that extent, that they forget to eat food also. So much extent of addiction is there. But I am not saying get so much addicted, at least get little addicted to that, because it's very important subject as I told earlier. How Krishna says to Arjuna in the battlefield, just lose the fear of losing the battle. Same mathematics also teaches. Lose the fear of losing the marks. Just don't fear that you will lose marks. Why should I do this? Because maths is not just about fear. It's about adventure, it's about exploration, and it's about mastery. It's not because of your maths anxiety you are not able to solve any maths problem. It's because you are not solving any maths problems, so you have that anxiety. And you know, maths and life is very closely related, because how in maths a simple mistake can change the whole answer itself. In your life, a simple small choice can also change your whole destiny itself. And your life is just like an equation. You might have observed when you are solving an equation, you are converting the negatives to positives. The same thing you have to do in your life. Whatever the negatives you have, that I can't solve maths, it is tough, I can't make it your strength. So just make it to positives that I can solve, I can make it to strength, such kind of thing. And then lastly, your life is just like a fraction, where the numerator is what you are and the denominator is what you think of yourself. So bigger the numerator, the bigger the fraction, the longer your life. And the bigger the denominator, the shorter the fraction, the shorter your life. So, any questions? This is a great subject, because this subject, which can take a small person from a small town to such extent where everyone recognizes him, why can't you? Why can't you conquer this kingdom called mathematics? What's stopping you? think over it, and that's it.